Hey Sagittarius, I hope you guys are doing great. We're going to do a self-love reading for you. Figure out where you are in your self-love journey, how you can better honor yourself going forward. So let's jump right on in, and we're going to start with seeing how you view yourself right now. Wow, a whole lot of cards wanted to come out. But Sag, we got one. So we have the Knight of Emotions, or the Knight of Cups in traditional tarot. So I feel like when it comes to how you view you right now, that you are ready to move forward, that you have a lot to offer. And I feel like this is actually related to sort of romantic relationships, that you, it's like, come get it, boys, is what I just heard. So it's like you found your stability, you have found your place in this world, and now you're ready to share that with other people, right? That you are finally in a place where you have healed from whatever it is that you have experienced in the past, that you're stable, you're abundant, and now you're ready to bring that into somebody else's world, that you're ready to share that with others, which is not a bad thing. Like there's this very happy and peaceful energy around you right now, Sagittarius. Good gracious, that there's a lot of just happy sort of energy that's surrounding you. It's very exciting, and I can't help but laugh. And like literally all of these cards came out for you. Ordinarily I wouldn't take them, but I'll make an exception because the vibe is pretty good right now. So we have the King of Cups, we have the Priestess, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, we have the Nine of Wands, and we also have the Two of Pentacles. Whew, there's a lot happening when it comes to you prioritizing your own needs, right? It feels almost as though because you're so stable and you are so looking forward to sharing this with other people, that sometimes I think you may ignore your intuition and give all of this goodness to the wrong people. And it feels like it becomes very much a juggling act where you try to sort of keep your head above water while you're doing what you can to make these other people happy. And that's not necessarily the most balanced energy for you to be in. It almost feels as though there are these sort of highs and lows that you experience, Sag, where it's like you're on top of the world, you come across someone, and it's like, oh my God, I'm going to give them my cup. And it's almost like the pendulum swings in the complete opposite direction of where you sort of are in that moment, where you're balanced, you're stable, you're abundant, you're happy, you're willing to give, and then you go to this place where you're giving so much that you lose your own abundance, that you lose your own balance, and you find yourself juggling, you find yourself getting tired, you find yourself sort of getting in a not so positive emotional space because you've put so much into this other person, to this other situation. And with Justice at the bottom of the deck, it feels as though they tend to be a little bit unfair when it comes to your dealings with other people. So, things tend to end up sort of unresolved. You tend to end up being in a place where you have given more than you have received. And during that time, it feels as though you neglect yourself, that you don't take care of you first and foremost, that you don't necessarily make a concerted effort to stay in this energy of abundance. But understand that you are worthy. But there is, this is a situation where there needs to be an understanding on your side, Sagittarius, that you have everything that you need. You literally have the world at your fingertips, and options for you are endless. They are absolutely endless. You have all of this good energy right here. You have so much to give, and you have that stability on top of that. The world is your oyster. So acknowledging that, I think will sort of reaffirm your worthiness, that that's what you should get back in return, right? And with the Queen of Materials in reverse, this almost feels like Spirit is saying, you know what, you might think about, in terms of your worthiness, allowing other people to show you that they agree with where you are right now. Instead of you being the one to give, let other people give to you. At least let it be reciprocal, right? So this is not something where you just sort of close yourself off from the world and it's like, well, F you and everything you stand for, I'm done. I ain't giving nothing to nobody. Doesn't have to be that, but maybe dial it back a little bit and let them come to you. Let them come to you and allow them to show you that they also think that you're worthy. I think that you already know that. But there's nothing for you to prove to anyone else. It's on them to sort of prove that they believe the same thing. I think that that's what you need to see. And so showing up, you know, more authentically in your own life, we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card of waiting. This is a card of sort of nurturing, right? And we also have the Five of Wands in reverse. So showing up more authentically for you, Sagittarius, I feel like this is a matter of, you know, you sort of sprinkling the seeds, you planting the seeds when it comes to your interactions with other people and just waiting to see how it plays out. This is not you, you know, sort of every 2 minutes going out checking, you know, let's say you're a farmer, right? And you plant some seeds in the ground and everything. This is not you going out every 2 minutes, like checking the water levels in the soil and making sure that there's minerals in there and checking the sunlight and this and that and the other. This is you planting and being patient. This is you sort of putting yourself out there and saying, all right, well, let's see what you come back with. This is not necessarily you being the one to consistently, constantly, always putting in the effort towards other people. This is you sort of letting down this, I don't want to say fight, but there seems to be some compulsion when it comes to you just constantly giving to other people. And this is sort of you letting your wands down. This is you letting your guard down and saying, you know what? My hands are off. I've put forth what I'm going to put forth. Let's see what you give me in return. So I think that that's the best way for you to show up a little bit more authentically in your relationships and in a way that honors you a lot more than what you've been doing right now. So with the Two of Swords in reverse, this is you sort of being in a place where you are, I want to say a little bit stuck trying to make decisions. I do think that a lot of times there's a sense of discomfort with the way that you interact with people, but there's not a lot of speaking up for yourself. There's not it's almost as if you're kind of stuck in two minds. It's like, well, if I don't keep pushing, if I don't keep giving, then this person is going to disappear. So what should I do? Like, should I keep going? Should I not keep going? And so what I feel like more often than not, deep down, you know that you probably shouldn't keep giving to these people, to these situations. And you sort of hold yourself back from making that decision. It's, to let them go. It's time to stop doing that, Sag. It's time to sort of, make that final determination and be very firm about what it is that you're going to give and what it is that you're not going to give. to other people, situations that are around you. This is you no longer sort of holding yourself back from what you know is best for you. So I think that, again, this is going to be a little bit different for you. I think it's a little bit out of your comfort zone because you are so abundant, and I know that your natural inclination is to share that with other people. But Sag, everybody is not deserving of that energy. Everybody is not deserving of the gifts that you have and what you have to offer. And I think that, again, deep down, you know that now is the time for you to let go of being on the fence about walking away from these people. They're not benefiting you. They're not enhancing your life. And I feel like you're at risk of draining yourself by continuing to support them, to continuing to give to them. It's not something that's necessary for you to thrive in your life. Now, what it is that you may not realize right now, we have the Devil in reverse, and we also have the Lovers in reverse. And so what this feels like is getting rid of that. There's going to be an elimination of toxicity in your life. And I think that this, again, goes back to the people that you may have been interacting with, right? The Devil is all about bad habits. It's about vices. It's about, things that don't serve you, things that are potentially harmful. And with the Lovers, this is a coupling. This is a relationship. And I think that what you're going to see moving forward, as you start honoring yourself a little bit more, as you start dialing back your energy and seeing what people give you in return, you're going to see the falling away of some people, I think, that you've held on to a little bit, that you are now starting to release because you're not getting what you deserve back from them. You're not getting back what you have given. So I think that you're going to, at a certain point, have to accept that this is the universe's way of getting rid of people that don't necessarily serve you as you're moving forward in your path of self-love and realization. So let's grab some final messages from Spirit, see what other little tidbits they have to offer you before we wrap this up. Okay. And what we have for you is Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, and Helpers in the Subtle Realm. So whether you believe it or not, the universe is on your side. I feel like, Sag, you have a spirit squad who is like firmly behind you. And they're like, we got you. We got you. As you start honoring yourself, as you start pulling back your energy from other people, like your spirit crew, your ancestors, angels, spirit guides are stepping in to move these people out of your path so that you have a clear one going forward, where you can bask in your abundance and you can be generous, but there are going to be people who are generous right back to you. So it feels as though there is some sort of divine guidance or divine intervention that's going to happen here, that's going to clear the path for you going forward so that you can be authentic, so that you can be generous, but at the same time have people who are equally as generous to you. Now, the final message that we have is options. As I open to the abundant possibilities of my life's path, I am reminded that I always have unlimited options. Life is a buffet, and I allow myself to choose whatever makes me happiest without limiting thoughts like you can't put mac and cheese on your baked tomato or your baked potato. That actually sounds really good right now. But this is Spirit's way of saying that these people that you've been dealing with, these people that you've been giving to that haven't necessarily been giving back to you as well, they're a small part of what exists in this world. There are so many more other people. You have options to be around people who feed your spirit, who give you back that same energy that you give them. So you're not necessarily tied to these people that you have dealt with previously, that you have options that are unfolding in front of you, and Spirit is making sure that that path is clear for you to get to them, for them to come into your life. So just be prepared that as you are on this journey, as you sort of dial back your energy from folks who aren't reciprocating, that there are going to be more people coming in who are better aligned with your path and how you view yourself. They're going to look at you in the same light that you look at yourself. So Sag, I'm going to leave it there for you guys. I hope that this was helpful. Like, share, and subscribe if it was. But in the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.